Hi everyone, my name is FPL Running Pharmacist, and this is my first ever video on FPL. So since I have some time now, as I'm currently quarantined with COVID at home, so I'll be doing this video, a short video on what are the moves that I plan for the upcoming 4 game weeks. As we know, we are currently at the end of game week 34, so we only have 4 game weeks remaining, and some of us has 4 free transfers and some of us has 5 if we roll from the last game week. So every move from now is vital in deciding whether we finish strong this season. So we need to plan our move correctly and carefully to make sure that each of the move is not just for a one-off game week, but also we plan until the end of the season. So this video is a thought process on how I planned my upcoming move, and hopefully it will give some insights, some inputs, some inspiration for you guys on how you want to plan your move ahead. So this is my team for game week 34. I actually bench boosted, so I've wildcarded actually on game week 29 and filled my teams through free transfers to set up my teams with several double game weeks for the bench boost 34. As you can see that I've loaded my team with double game weeks from City, from Brighton, from United, from Liverpool, and West Ham, of course, which didn't turn out so well, as Benrahma got benched and Zuma got injured, and also a few single game weeks which will double in future, which are Newcastle players like Trippier and Isak. So on paper, this team is well set up for upcoming game weeks, and with a few tweaks, I think I'm confident that we can finish the game week strong. But it again depends on a lot of luck, so we'll see what we can do. So I'm planning my upcoming moves based on fixtures more than form, because we still have several doubles to go, and I've listed out the teams that have doubles, and also some teams that are key, which don't really have any doubles left, like Liverpool, but are key. So we can see here that for Brighton, as we know, they have 2 doubles, and 36 and 37. However, for 36, they have tough games, as both of their doubles are against tough opponents, Arsenal and Newcastle. For United, it looks better. They have a double in 37th, and for City, double in 37 as well. The fixtures looks good as well. But if you look at Chelsea, we can see that even though they have a double in 37, they are away to Man City and Man United. And based on their current form now under Frank Lampard, we are not even sure that in 35 and 36 they can beat Bournemouth and Forest, who are still fighting for relegation. So right now I have zero confidence in Chelsea. Not likely to get any Chelsea players ahead of the double game week in 37. So I plan to ignore Chelsea here. We won't talk a lot about Chelsea in the video. And we have Liverpool, which I currently triple up on. Their fixtures look good as well. And Newcastle, which double in 36. So it's very interesting. So as you can see here that I've mentioned, my future starting 11 will be solely focused on Brighton, United, City, Liverpool and Newcastle from game week 35 to game week 37. Then we'll look at what we want to do in game week 38, which maybe I plan to bring 1 to 2 Arsenal players as they play Wolves at home in game week 38. So these are the ideal situations that I've drafted. Ideal situation means that, let's say if I have a free hit every single game week from game week 35 to 38, what would I load my team with? So you see that in game week 35, of course, Brighton plays at home against struggling Everton. Then we have City at home against struggling Leeds. Although that the things change a little bit here because Leeds has employed Big Sam, uh, if the rumors are correct. So we don't expect Big Sam to maybe get a 0-0 draw against City, even though he will set up the team more organized, defense more organized, and try to keep things tight at the back and trying to frustrate City. But I would expect City to still win. Maybe before that I expect them to win like 6 to 7 goals. Maybe now they'll limit City to like 2 to 3 goals. And also Liverpool, triple Liverpool as well. So this is the ideal situation. And in game week 36, Brighton and Newcastle both double. So the ideal situation is we want to have triple Brighton and triple Newcastle. And in game week 37, of course, Brighton still double. So we want to have triple Brighton, triple United, and triple City because all these three teams double. Of course, Chelsea have 2 doubles as well, but as I mentioned earlier, I don't want to have anything to do with Chelsea players for now. And in game week 38, we have good fixtures for United, good fixtures for Arsenal, and even good fixtures for Liverpool, even though they travel to Southampton away, and that time Southampton might already be relegated and has nothing to play for. So this is the ideal situation, but I also made a column for feasible situations, means that um, the move that I can make without taking too many hits, and move that I can make without tearing up my team structure and ruining the team. So for now, my plan is not to take a hit at all until the end of the season. I have 4 free transfers remaining, so I'll use one for game week 35. The plan is to use another one for game week 36 to roll for game week 37 because I would be well set up by then. But as you know, in FPL is unpredictable, so if there's an injury, there's a freak injury occurs in training in the match, then this will be my insurance transfer for game week 37. If not, then I'll have rolled the transfer to game week 38 where I can do some extra transfers to bring Arsenal players as I mentioned earlier. So we'll look at the game week one by one. And as you know, in the current situation, I have a complicated goalkeeper situation because I owned Edison and Steele for the game week 34 bench boost. Of course, it's good for game week 34 because both started in 2 matches. Hopefully, Steele starts today again. If Steele does not start, then Sanchez started, then I have something to think about, and the plan will have a slight change. But based on current trend, I expect Steele to start and Edison to start as well. So, however, we all know that Brentford doubles in 36 and 37, and City doubles in 37. So in 37, I'll have a situation where I have 2 goalkeepers who double, and I cannot play them both because I don't have a bench boost, already used the bench boost in 34. So I need to sort the goalkeeper situation out, because if I leave one of them on the bench, then I've wasted a slot on the possibility of owning an extra City or Brighton outfield player. So first thing first, I look at how many clean sheets do I expect them to keep until the end of the season. Of course, Brighton have an extra match, so you expect them to keep more clean sheet. However, you look at the fixtures, and Brighton have tougher fixtures. So, as you know, City, they have a great defensive record because they keep attacking. They don't give the opponent chance to attack, don't give the opponent chance to hold the ball. However, somehow they managed to concede late goals again and again and again after they took a big lead in matches. So is very frustrating for Edison owners, as we all know. He's not a bad goalkeeper, but somehow lapse of concentration let City down, despite them uh, still having the best expected goals conceded statistically, but they keep conceding. So I look at the fixtures and I expect that Addison um, keep at least 3 clean sheets till the end of the season. I'm confident that he can keep a clean sheet at home against Leeds and Chelsea, and away to Everton and Brentford, maybe 1 clean sheet between them. And still is more tricky. At home against Everton and Southampton, he can keep clean sheets, but other situations, away matches against stronger opponents, are probably less likely. So how about there's one option is I would sell Steele to another keeper, keep Addison as my main keeper, and that gives me frees up a Brighton slot, which enables me to get a Brighton outfield player. I don't know, maybe attacking players, maybe defense like Estupinan, maybe McAllister, maybe Welbeck, or maybe Enciso. There are so many options for Brighton attacking players. So it tempts me because if I sell Steele in game week 35 at home against Everton and I get an extra attacker, then good chance that attacker will return against Everton. The cons is if I sell Steele, then I need another transfer to capitalize on that and bring in a Brighton player. That requires a hit, which I mentioned earlier. I don't really plan to make a hit because it doesn't bring a long-term gain, as the long-term now is like at most 4 game weeks, so that's not long enough for me. And another con is Brighton has a packed schedule. I'll show you later about Brighton's schedule. They have 4 games in 12 days. So De Zerbi has shown earlier that if the players are tired and the fixtures get packed, then he has options on the bench and he's not afraid to use it. So my decision right now is not to waste a transfer on the goalkeeper. I'll keep both Ederson and Steele. Steele has double game week in 36, Ederson doesn't. So the fixtures look okay, so I'll start Steele in 36, and in 35, 37, and 38, I'll start Ederson. Yep, they'll give me like they'll cut off my chances of getting 3 City, field 3 City and 3 Brighton in 37, but that's something I have to deal with. So we look at game week 35. As I mentioned earlier, I'll bench Steele and I'll sell Jota. I'll explain later why I'll sell Jota. So who is the opponent for Man City in game week 35? So we all know it's Leeds, and if you look at the statistics, Leeds has the worst expected goals conceded in the last 4 away games. In last 4 away games, 10.19, which is more than 2 goals in a game average. And Everton is second worst, actually sees 9.8. So as we know, Everton face Brighton and Leeds face Manchester City. So it's both of the very strong attack are facing 2 very bad defense. So let's say by keeping Steele, now I've decided to keep Steele, so I cannot go triple Brighton attacker. So the plan is to go triple City attack. So of course it's not triple City attack because I have Ederson, so I can only go double City attack. Right, currently I only have single City attack, which is Haaland. So Jota's injury, we currently don't know if he is injured or not, or he starts or not the next game, or he even features on the bench. So however, even if Jota is fit, we know that Klopp likes to take him off early, and they have options. Diaz is back, they have Nunes, so the forward rotation worries me a little bit. So I decided to go Jota to Alvarez. Then people will say that Alvarez minutes is very limited, and Haaland will start as many games as possible. Proves that so far it's proved that Pep won't bench Haaland. And so I look back at Alvarez minutes in the last 6 games, and we can see that 82, 10, 45, 21, 90, 32. So it's not consistent. Sometimes he starts, sometimes he plays off the bench. Sometimes he doesn't play at all. You can see that past records maybe come in for 2 minutes or so. However, the previously City is not in a situation where they have a chance to get to the Champions League final. Now they have a chance and they play Madrid. So we look at the remaining City fixtures against West Ham, then 2 days later against Leeds, 4 days later against Madrid, 4 days later against Everton, 4 days later against Madrid again, 3 days later Chelsea, 4 days later Brighton, 3 days later Brentford, and then the FA Cup final. So in overall they are playing 9 games in 31 days, and it's average 3+ days of rest in between. And you cannot expect Haaland to start every single game. At least in my opinion, you don't expect Haaland to start every game. And if the Madrid situation gets complicated, like maybe in the first leg they are behind, or they get a draw, or they don't win, Pep don't feel comfortable about the margin of winning, then he might prioritize Champions League if he feels that Alvarez can just start in the place of Haaland and do well. So he might rest Haaland in some matches, and even if he don't rest Haaland, we can see that in past history or even the last game, Alvarez has started alongside Haaland. So not too worried about the limited minutes, because even if you get City midfielders Grealish, Foden, Gundogan, Mahrez, KDB, even now that KDB is injured, you can't expect them to really nail down the place in the starting lineup. So I decided to take a risk, because now is the time to take risks, and I've decided to go Alvarez. So this is my team for game week 35 after transfer, and we have a double City attack together with Ederson. We only have double Brighton, but it's fine for me. The team looks strong, and we go. Okay, then we go to game week 36, where this gets tricky because we have triple Brighton and triple Newcastle. Okay, so we just look at City first. They face Everton away. So just now we look at Everton's away defensive stats, and it's second last in the league. So we look at their home defensive stats, and still it's bad. It's the fourth worst XGC in the home for the past 4 games. You would expect that Sean Dyche come in and he'll boost the defense. He managed to do it for a while, but it's still bad. So I'll start both Haaland and Alvarez. So initially I wanted Wilson and Isaac combo, which is I think very popular online now, because Wilson always comes in and do well. He started some of the matches ahead of Isaac, and the combination actually is one of the most deadly striking combo in the past game weeks. So it's very popular that people will go with Trippier, Wilson and Isaac for the triple Newcastle for 36. But there's a but, because I don't want to run Alvarez for the week and sell him for Wilson. Another way I could go is I could go Ben Rahma, which is not guaranteed a start for West Ham, to Joelinton or even Willock, Newcastle midfielders, or even Murphy, who is doing really great currently. But I have 7 attackers that I'm confident I want to start unless some injury occurs, and FPL doesn't allow us to play 5 midfielders and 3 strikers in an all-out attack. So I decided that I want to keep Ben Rahma on the bench as my cheap bench option, and not to go Joelinton. So the only move left is not in striker, not in midfield, so the only move that I have left is Zuma. So Zuma, of course, we can see the last game he's badly injured and we are not even sure that he'll be back for the season. So I can go from Zuma to a Newcastle defender. So again, which Newcastle defender to go? We have Botman. Of course, I already have Trippier. So we have Botman, we have Burn, we have Pope, of course, but I won't go there. And we have Shah. So look at the stats, at set pieces, at long shots, at assist rate. Shah is by far the best option for Newcastle after Trippier. If you look at the all-season rank, he's ranked among 5th dangerous among all defenders in terms of XGI. So it's a no-brainer. I'll decide to go Shah. Money is not a problem. So the transfer is made and we have triple Newcastle, Trippier, Shah and Isak in game week 36, and we maintain with 2 Brighton, Mitoma and March. But of course, as I said earlier, I'll start still here ahead of Edison, so we have triple Brighton as well. Plus Haaland and Alvarez, which I mentioned earlier that I will start. So this team looks quite strong for game week 36 and I expect them to do quite well. And next, game week 37. Okay, the ideal situation here I mentioned earlier. The 4 teams that doubles are Brighton, United, City, and Chelsea. And other than Chelsea, ideally we want Brighton, United, and City triple, plus 2 single game weeks. This is a week that is the last chance probably for us to chase rank. However, I've decided to start Edison ahead of Steele because of the higher likelihood to get clean sheet. So I'm contented to go with double Brighton. And we look at Brighton, they have 4 games in 12 days, which is 4 games in 2 game weeks, 2 in 36 and 2 in 37. So we have a game in 14, 19, 21 and 25. As you can see highlighted in yellow, 19 and 21. These are the games that concern me because they're just 2 days away, and the players definitely won't get enough rest. So De Zerbi will definitely rotate. They have lots of options on the bench. You can see they have Gilmore, they have Bonanote, they have Ferguson if he comes back from injury. They have Enciso. So a lot of options. They have Veltman. I'm not sure if it is injured for now. So especially on 21st, after they played Newcastle on 19th, the players might be fatigued and they might want to rest some players, which I'm quite worried actually for Mitoma to be rested. So home against Southampton, I think De Zerbi will be confident to field his second string attackers, some of his second string attackers. So I'm fine with this double game week with 2 Brighton because in the second match they face City, so it's definitely not easy for them. As for single game, because I decided since that I've gone double Brighton, so the maximum triple game because I can have is 8. So I have to have 3 single game weekers. Okay, so one of my game weekers is single game weekers is Trent, because Liverpool plays at home. I think it's against Villa, if not mistaken, and Trent, based on Liverpool's good form and Trent's red hot form, I expect him to have a big chance of returning. And Newcastle at home versus Leicester, very confident that they'll go all out attack against Leicester, and with a Champions League slot at stake, they might be able to clinch it there, and that itself they might go all out against Leicester, win convincingly, and Leicester last kept a clean sheet. You might thought that they have not kept a clean sheet forever, and really the last kept a clean sheet is on November 2022, long time away, and you don't expect them to keep a clean sheet at St. James's Park. So the big double game week, the last double game week of the season, game week 37. We have double Brighton, triple City, triple United, and our single game weekers, triple Isak and Trent. And finally, game week 38. So once we are done with game week 37, it will be a huge relief because we are at the end of the season. One last push. I'm not taking a hit, just hoping that I can end the season strong. So we look at the 3 fixtures to target: United at home versus Fulham, which has nothing to play for; Arsenal at home versus Wolves. Not sure if City already clinched the title by this time. Hopefully not, because I want to get some Arsenal players in. Hopefully they still have a chance to push for the title. And Liverpool away to Southampton. So all these are great fixtures. Ideally you want to triple up on all of them, but you can't. So at this stage I will have around 3 million in the bank and 2 free transfers if I don't use up my free transfers in game week 37 for injuries. So I can target to bring an extra 2 Arsenal players, or 1 Arsenal and 1 Liverpool. Plenty of options. My first choice for now, based on form, is Jesus and Odegaard. Odegaard in for Benrahma and Jesus in for Isak, and just go all out to attack Wolves. But we have plenty of good options. Might be Firmino's last match for Liverpool, so he might start if Liverpool has nothing to play for. We have Darwin, who I'm not sure whether he starts or not. We have Trossard, Martinelli. It all depends on their form and their current position, current fitness, current injury status. So we can't be sure for now, but these are the transfers that were planned. So this is, as you can see in the picture, this is one of the last teams that represent Sir Bobby's Newcastle in the Champions League. So as a Newcastle fan, I hope we can get back to the Champions League. And in terms of FPL, currently I'm ranked around 180k. So the realistic target is to go top 100k, and I think I'm within a striking distance. So if all the transfers work, I'm confident I'll get there. And good luck to everyone. No matter what ranks you are, make sure that you plan your transfers well and execute them well, and just go for it. Take some risks, go for differentials, and wish everyone a very good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you.